Grand Rising.
Week 4. Here we go.
So we've got heaps happening. We've got currently got our Sparkies on site. They'll be staying with us. They won't be staying in the house, unfortunately. Fortunately for them, but we've brought them up from Brisbane. They are our Sparkies our electricians that do all our work in the Gold Coast. Just really trustworthy guys. So we decided, even if it's going to cost a little bit more, we'd rather them come up. The job's going to get done right, and they're just fun guys to deal with. So you'll be seeing more of them. We've got a friend coming up to look at doing the painting. Hopefully this week we'll have some confirmation back on the plumbing. So things are starting to move. We are nearly on site, so we'll have a quick little ticky tour of what's been done, and we'll have a quick little tour of what lies ahead for the week. We've got about three or four more weeks left full time before we got to head back to work in the Gold Coast, clientele work for the business. Really starting to gain momentum now, so it's getting exciting. This week we've talked about attacking the structural engineering stuff, do a little bit more of the baseboards, potentially build the back stairs, but we'll be working in a lot with the subbies this week, so we'll see how this week unfolds. Stay tuned. Alright, we're going to do a little tour inside. We've got our Sparkies. We've got the main characters. Let's do the introductions. So this is Tam, aka Kevin, aka Kevy, not to confuse you. So this is one of the main guys.
Top bloke.
Doing all the wiring. And here's the boss man himself, old Kevy.
Yeah.
He's come all the way up from Brizzy.
He's our man.
Come to do the wiring. Wire up the house, get some lights in here.
And watch this guy here. This is the one that's trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the wanted man.
Yeah.
This is Tim. See, look, safety first.
Nice.
No, it's okay. You can't see the invisible barrier. And as you've seen by some of the stuff we do, it's all welcome here. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tam, Kevy, another Kevy, and Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah.
So these boys have come. Yeah, Tim the Sparkies. So these boys have come up from Brisbane. They do all our electrical work in the Gold Coast in Brisbane. And
Keep on moving.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
We brought them up here. It's one of the main components of the key elements of the house is the electrical. So, we trust them just to leave them to, and we know that the job's going to get done right. So yeah, super pumped to have them on board. At the moment they're just doing the roughing. So basically just running all the wires to where all the lights, downlights, switches, fans are going to go. So we've already been through a bit of a plan this morning. They know exactly what to do. Been through a bit of a plan for the to temporarily hook up the septic tank, and we've been through a plan to run some temporary power also to the pump and the water tanks so that we can get services temporarily connected to the house so Dad and I can start showering here. Little pro tip. Always have a plan of where you want lights, downlights, fans, switches, two-way switches, one switch, blah 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 blah. And propose that plan to your Sparky, but ask for their advice, because at the end of the day they are the professionals. They know what works best. Ask how many downlights. A lot of times we go into places and you see 10 downlights in one room. It's ridiculous. So get some good trades. Ask for their advice. Have a plan. Ask them what they think, and always take their advice, because they're going to give you the best, fastest, quickest route to achieving the outcome you want. So that's my pro tip for the day. All right, so we are going to make a start. We've decided we are going to continue the baseboards that we did last week all the way around with that slight character detail and about 350 down. But before we do that, because we want to attack the stairs this week, so we have to build a landing between those two poles and a set of stairs that come down off here. We have to come through here, and we need to tie down, as per the engineering detail, our studs, which we can't access through here, tie them to the bottom bearer. See the strapping that comes down, which comes up the bearer like this, around under the bearer, and in behind these weatherboards, it comes up the stud. So the way we have to attack this side, which is where we're setting up now, is we have to remove 3, maybe 4 weatherboards to gain access to the studs. Then we can run our strapping down and around the bearer. So that is our first task for today. Once that is completed, we are then able to do our baseboards after we have done our threaded rod through, then moving on to finishing the baseboards. Once the baseboards are done, we can then build the deck and the landings. So that is our first task for the day, and we are going to get into it. We have started to take off these boards, and we've been trying to pop this one off, and then we realized, which we forgot, these weatherboards actually go in behind the stud here, because so they'll be fixed in behind the stud, because this part of the house is actually an extension. The old house, you can see up there, those are weatherboards. So this actually used to be the old part of the house, and at some point they've added this part on. So it's built very untraditionally. These floorboards are actually going into the cladding, so it's proving really difficult to get off at the moment. So we're going to have to get in there with a circular saw, or a skill, we call it the killer blade, it's a skill saw blade on a grinder, and cut in here. And then later on, when we reinstate it, we're going to have to put some type of facing board over there, or put an external architrave or something of the like. So that's the killer blade. Only trained professionals to be using this, which is why I'll take that off your hands.
You just keep filming because you need to hold this up.
Only trained professionals to be using the killer blade. Age.
How freaking old are you?
Age is irrelevant.
No money going in the jar this week. 0. $47 it cost me last week. 47 bucks. Get out of my way. Move. Sometimes you got to put your foot down with these young fellas.
We're gonna have a rude jar soon.
Okay, I need you to lift this up, Kurt.
Don't you tell me what to do. You're my boy.
Yeah.
How dare you tell me what to do?
That's correct.
So I'll film this while Dad gets in there with the killer blade. He's gonna cut it because we can't get behind that stud. So I'm multitasking. I'm holding the weatherboard. I need to hit. What's happening?
Not deep enough.
Can I let it go? Alright, so it's a difficult cut. That's the nature of the game. Some things are harder than you thought. We have success. Hey, yes.
You got to hold the tank to it. Leave it here.
What do you reckon of my camera? It's how I shoot my porn. Porn's,
You're shooting in a moment.
yeah, point of view. You can see that was not an easy task. Those weatherboards go in behind this framing. So we've had to, the only way out, there's two options. You could have removed the whole door or the framing, which means all the internal linings, in which case you would have to reinstall it state it later. Or get in there, this is hardwood, so you can't get in there with a multi-tool. It just would not work. So tried the circular saw, the killer blade didn't work, had to get a chainsaw. Oh, that's pretty fucked. Anyway, had to do what we had to do. Looks a bit messy, but we'll make it good. A little bit of petrol stain on there. These two should pop off easy now. Just coming in for a little update, boys. Got the boys working hard, putting the cable on the bearer. Oh, look how tidy that is. If I measured that, Kevin,
yeah,
would it be a consistent space all the way along? Would it be within 3 or 4 mil of each other?
yeah, it would, because we put a chalk line first, so if you look closely at it, there's a blue line in between these two, so it shouldn't be out.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see the blue line. Look at that. How professional is that? See? That's why we brought them all the way from Brisbane. I love your work, Kevin. And I love your work, Tim. I was saying, look how tidy their work is. Oh, so good. New cable in the house. That's the smile of our absolute happiness. Because we are one cable closer to having power than we were yesterday, and that's a powerful thing. Here, let's carry on. What are you doing, Fada?
I'm putting the strapping on, mate.
What's your tip of the day?
Okay.
Tony's tip of the day.
Rightio. So, as we know, it's hardwood. I'm going to give you a demonstration. This is 50mm nail, about, okay? That's what happens.
So it's bent the shit out of it.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
What you got to do is you got to get a drill bit, okay? Smaller than the nail. Drill. So 1, 2, 3. Guide it through. Done. Don't be puffy about it. Like, don't
be what?
Don't be puffy about it. You know, like doesn't work. You got to be aggressive.
Do that again.
You got it.
Do it one more time.
I'm not doing it another time. I've got fucking work to do. Right? Drill. See how hard it is? Woo! She's burning. She's smoking. Happy days.
Is it? Anyway, so as you can see, this is the strapping being done. So that's the old stuff, ignore that. This is the new stuff. Minimum 100mm above the bottom plate. Hooks around. Comes back underneath the bearer. Like this. And then it's got to be pressed up nice and hard. Then gets folded back around again. 3 nails through the inside of the bearer. And 3 nails into the stud. we've done one in the bottom plate as extra and then one into the bearer as well, just to pull it nice and tight. So new strapping. And then we've gone and put our threaded rod. Actually, I realized after this threaded rod only needed to tie the column into the bearer, but I've gone all the way to the bottom plate. I was continuing what we did last week, so that just needs to go to there. Alright guys, let's go around for a little bit of an update. So Kevin, and Tim have just left. They're going back to their Airbnb. They're going to go have showers. Oh, luxury, they get to shower and not in truck stops. But so they're not actually getting the full experience, but that's alright. But anyway, alright. They are absolute fucking guns. Then 30 minutes, had a plan. We hadn't even really planned it out, but that's how much we work with Kevy a lot, so we know how they work and how we work. So they've done a lot of the roughing. You can see they've pulled out all of the old cables, which they didn't have to do, but they're nice and tidy. So just a pile of cables down there. So they've run all their this is part of their roughing. All the new switches, all the lights, cables, power points. We've got them running all power points into the for the new laundry lights, for the fridge. And you literally, this was, like I said, this took 30 minutes. 30 minute quick, this is what we want, bang, bang, bang. And they're into it. Under the ground, running their cables, neat and tidy. So they'll be back tomorrow. Continue with the roughing, whatever they didn't finish. So then they'll be back again once the plumbing is connected downstairs, which should hopefully be happening really soon. In the coming days, they'll then come back, they'll run their mains from the meter board, which is out on that pole there. They'll run it to the switchboard in the house, which is where everything's connected to, all the circuits. And then they'll run the mains power out to the septic and the water tank. And at that point, ladies and gentlemen, we will have, drum roll, water. Have stripped off the weatherboards around here and around here. This side came off much easier. We've run the strapping down, you can see it just dangling down there, so tomorrow that will get hooked around and then folded up the bearer. Next we'll be making sure that we take out one of these coach screws, threaded rod right up to the bottom plate. Unfortunately, we cannot go to just the bearer here because there's a joist there, so we have to go right through to the bottom plate. But on this side, we're able to just go through to the bearer because there's no joist. So in this case, we are able to run threaded rod just through to here. I'll fix that up tomorrow. But where you're not able to do that, you're gonna have to go through to the bottom plate, strapping every second stud, and then down the sides of the windows. Key tip, 100mm up minimum, up the stud above the bottom plate, hook around all the way around, and 100mm up the bearer. And that is a wrap for works today.